there's no longer a market where you can put a sale together and just throw the file in the drawer and in 6 weeks' time as exchange and money's in the bank. It was very easy to just put a property on one of the portals and it would sell itself. That doesn't exist anymore. Sitting there waiting for the phone to ring, you're not going to be successful and get the result for your vendors in this current market.
Your location is not a traditional high street location.
No.
How would you classify your location?
I suppose we're just off the high street. We've got a physical office that you can come and visit just behind the high street. It's got parking to the front, so it's easy for people to find. I actually worked for a traditional high street agent before I left and set up this business with Ben, and the foot traffic we get here is actually more than it was there, and that was an established agency that had been there for 30 years.
You're a market leader in Harlow?
We are indeed.
In a difficult market. How are you finding things at the moment?
It's a really tough market. The figures would say different because we're selling a lot of houses. This market for me really is like going right back to when I started in agency, pre-Rightmove, pre-Zoopla, all the gizmos that we've got to work with now. Where if you know your marketing, know how to deal with the applicants, just basically asking all the right questions to get to know what someone wants, go out and find it for them. It's roll your sleeves up and get dirty and make it happen. Basically, sitting there waiting for the phone to ring, you're not going to be successful and get the result for your vendors in this current market.
Market leader within 18 months is quite phenomenal from a cold start. What's the secret to that?
Well, as I say, Ben, my business partner and I, we've been in the town for 17, 18 years, only worked as agents in Harlow. So we've sort of sold ourselves as individuals. Anywhere we ever worked in the past, it was about us as a person, people relying and trusting what we do as individuals. I think fees now, in the last 6 months, we've actually had an increase in fees, and it's fully justifiable for what we're doing for our clients and getting the results compared to some of the competitors. And it's justifiable with what we're actually listing for, and the actual price we're selling the property for is so close to what we're going to the market for, we can justify we're worth our fee. Whereas you look at some of the online competitors, you pay up front, there's no guarantee you're going to get the result, so it's dead money as far as I'm concerned.
So is it difficult to actually sell against Purple Bricks on a valuation?
Of course, I mean everyone's got their own opinion, and like anything in life, you're going to look at the cheap option. We do come across Purple Bricks on valuation, not as much fortunately as what we probably should, but I think that's where the market is now. And people are cottoning on that market's changing and getting tougher, and you need to be using people that have got the experience locally. It was very easy to just put a property on one of the portals and it would sell itself. That doesn't exist anymore. There's a much greater volume of properties available. Prices are all over the place, where I think some agents don't have the confidence or the comparables to prove to the vendor the house is worth what it's worth, and they're just listing at silly prices and wondering why the house isn't selling.
Are you a fan of the prop tech scene, or do you just feel that you're a market leader, you did it really quickly, so you're obviously doing something right? But it strikes me that you're more of a sort of back to basics kind of model, where you're just giving that great customer service and trying not to let the tech take over too much.
100%. We need to have all the modern technology to promote the properties for sure, but I've always worked, strip it back to basics. Ben and I learnt in the market pre-Rightmove, pre-Zoopla and all the other portals, where basically you had someone sat in front of you, this is what they want, and you keep asking all the questions until you know that person like they're your best friend.
What sort of frustrations and challenges do you find at the moment?
I think there's a big mixture of things. Conveyancing is a tough thing at the moment. You've got to sales progress properly to make sure deals are going to go through. There's no longer a market where you can put a sale together and just throw the file in the drawer and in 6 weeks' time as exchange and money's in the bank. One of my biggest frustrations in the market at the moment is really overvaluing. And I think where the market has fallen backwards in the last 12 months, agents are under a lot of pressures, tends to be the corporates more than any. They're under a lot of pressure to get properties on the market. Whether they're going to sell or not, it ticks the box that we're doing something right.
So in terms of your selling fees, do you have a set fee or a percentage where you won't go under? So if you lose the instruction over fee, you're happy to walk away from it and perhaps pick it up second time round. Will you walk away from deals?
We will walk away from deals. Ultimately, we want to list every house that we go to. That would be the perfect scenario for any estate agency business. But for us as an agency, there's no money in us listing a house. The money comes from actually getting the house exchanged and completed, so we bank the cheque at the end of it. And most importantly for us is that we get the positive reviews from the clients that we deal with, that they would recommend us to the next person. So as we again, we're not fighting constantly for that business. People are telling everyone how good we've been, to make sure that they want to come in and know they're going to be looked after correctly from start to finish. And we will be flexible on fee where we can to make it affordable. We're not going to rip people off and charge way over the top just for the fun of it. I think our fee that we charge customers at the moment for what we're achieving in the market is fully justifiable, and we're not the cheapest agent in our town, but we're certainly not the most expensive. I think we offer key value for money, and that is, I think, what the public are after at the moment is value for money.
What portals do you list on?
Currently we're with Rightmove, Zoopla on the market. In Harlow we tend to find that Rightmove is still the key one. It's been around forever. Everyone seems to know it's a household name now. And we do get a lot of good quality leads from it. I think it depends where you are in the country as to what portal you're on, as to what the public use in the area. But certainly Rightmove is great for estate agency leads at the moment. Zoopla tends to bring in the lettings inquiries a lot more than Rightmove, and sort of on the market just takes a bit of both really.
Yeah. And have you had the fee increase from Rightmove recently?
Yes, unfortunately so. Fees are going up again with Rightmove. It tends to be a reoccurring thing every year. I think it's something that they've justified to the shareholders that they're going to always increase revenue, so there's more money for people. It's something that they feel is justifiable. I don't always agree with that, but we do get a lot of instructions, a lot of supposed viewings as well. Applicants are constantly coming through Rightmove. I think without Rightmove, I don't think any agent's bold enough and brave enough at the moment to completely withdraw from it and go back to basic estate agency. I know we had a private conversation earlier on today, and I said that we probably could at the moment, if we got a listing, put it live, and we could probably sell it off the database. If you do speak with your applicants enough and know your applicants inside out. Yeah. We had a 2-bedroom bungalow which came on 2 days ago, and we've already had a full asking price offer on it this morning, and that came from phoning out from the database.
And interestingly, you're not massive on social media.
I think with social media, you can look at it in lots of different ways. I think it can be fantastic for your business. I also think it can be dangerous for your business if you don't use it correctly. And I think if we use social media like some agents, where you're just constantly driving the public mad with your properties, you're going to lose followers. And then all of a sudden, when you are doing something quite important and trying to share some good information, your 1,500 followers are now only 750, and you've lost half your audience. So we tend to, when we do social media, we tend to do it when we want to promote something we're doing as a business, or maybe promote an event that's going on locally. And we found that is the stuff that gets us the hits and the likes and the shares and everything, and also more followers joining, rather than us putting properties on there. So it is a good thing, and we like to use it, but we're very much an old-fashioned estate agency with all the modern technology is how we've grown the business. And I think if we carry on going down that road, I don't think we can sort of really put a foot wrong, hopefully. Yeah.
You've joined FIA, the FIA. What made you join the organisation?
I think when we saw FIA had been sort of created, and it was there, we was hoping that the call was going to come. We know it's an exclusive membership, and you have to be invited to join FIA. And we sat thinking, well, we're best placed in our market to represent FIA. And we hope that they come knocking on the door and want us to join, which here we are having a conversation and we're on board, which is great. For me, we wanted to be part of something bigger than just being an independent office. To work with like-minded people, I think is key. There's a lot of things that I've had frustrations with in the past, where I go and value a property and they want to move, say, to Clacton, for example, and they ask me if I've got an office there, and the answer's always been no. And there's no one you can really then refer that client to, because you don't know who you're dealing with over there. And with the network of independent agents growing and people needing to meet a specific criteria to join FIA, I'm now looking forward to the future where I can sit down with a client and say, I personally can't hold your hand and deal with that part of the transaction, but I've got a like-minded agent that have been hand selected. They are the best in their field in that area, and if I hand you over, you're going to be treated exactly how we do to make the whole moving experience much nicer thing for you. And they've already got that trust because we've got the relationship with the agent being another FIA member. Yeah. So there's lots of things that have made us join, but that's one of the most exciting things for me, being part of a network of other like-minded agents, that between us we can all share ideas of how we're being a success, and help all of us enhance our businesses and go even further away from the competition.